Welcome everyone. Today is a new day, meaning another new day to talk about the greatest anime/manga of all time, One Piece. And you know what I really thought would be a great idea for us to debate about? What if we made a One Piece post-time skip villain tier list? This list would only include all the main villains from each respective arc in the post-time skip.
Post-time skipite, I can dig with that for this video. Because, man, post-time skip has some real hit and misses, I can tell you that now.
Yeah, don't even get me started on those misses. Shoot, there even his huge big-time characters that were villains that were just a miss for me.
All right, we are civilly starting a video for once. This kind of feels nice. Well, Donald, I can't wait to hear what you have to say. But I want to make this clear that we are only doing the main villain from each arc. Just got to make sure we are all clear for everyone in the back.
All right, we got it, Sleepy Joe. I can easily do this off the top of my head. I would never forget any villain in One Piece, especially all the mid ones that I did not like.
Mid? Here we go with this elitist Donald over here. Freaking manga elitist, man. Let me start off with the first main big bad of post-time skip. I actually loved Fishman Island, but the main villain is kind of lame, not gonna lie. Literally, Zoro was seconds away from beating Hordy. Meanwhile, he is a fishman, and they were fighting in the water, and Zoro was still working him. Like, just look at Hordy. Like, I get it, everyone. This One Piece looks goofy, but, man, it's like they just had no real good plan to have with this character.
Call it what it is, Obama. These are no-life, good-for-nothing crackheads. They sit there just consuming drugs all day, every day. A lot of people really have that thrown over their mind when they see Hordy and his crew. They're just a bunch of fishermen crackheads who literally get strength from doing drugs. And the drugs have terrible side effects like the ones you see in our real world, but just 100 times worse. You have the future king of the pirates fighting some drug addicts for an arc is not going to sit well with me. Put Hordy in sea and call it a day for this druggie.
Jesus, Donald. Are we going to get in trouble from you saying that? It is harsh, but if we are all really being honest, it kind is the truth. It's just funny because you have this like all-out battle with basically drug addicts and the Fishman army. I'm really trying to think of some redeeming factors from Hordy, but literally his backstory just had me rolling my eyes the whole time.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with Donald for once. I waited this long to get to the post-time skip just to be met with drug addicts. Nope, put him in sea and call it a day.
All right, let's move on to Caesar. He is the next main big bad, with him being the main villain of Punk Hazard. I already have my answer where I'm going to put him, but let me hear you two first before I really decide.
Yeah, you know you want to hear what Papa Trump has to say? But again, this is just another bad villain. Caesar is barely even a villain at best. I don't know really what he is, but...
Yeah, let me just stop you there. You're not going to just speed past and act like what you said wasn't sus. I don't think Caesar is as bad as a villain than you are trying to say. He was at one point an honest rival to Vegapunk, but he is just a weird old scientist that experiments on kids. An evil scientist. The gas fruit is a very interesting devil fruit to me. And I can only imagine what it could really do if it wasn't in Caesar's hands.
I don't know, Obama. Caesar is honestly just a mid-villain, like literally the Straw Hats just toy with him for jokes and fun every time they see him ever since. All he did was just make the Straw Hats run the whole arc because of his stupid toxic gas. And his dumb ball of a creation gas monster thing, it just feels kind of lame you had to try and do all this just to try to pose some threat for the cast. Like, really, did anyone feel like something major was going to happen to the Straw Hats this arc, or even with Luffy fight with Caesar? I gotta put him in B just because he's not as worse as that drug addict Hordy.
Nope, put Caesar in C tier too. He is not even a villain. I'm not calling this little gas ball a real fight with Luffy. Like, come on, seriously. This arc is a detour full with detour after detour in the arc. I understand we are just talking about Caesar, but Caesar didn't pose no threat. He just released gas and tried to kill everyone. Like, really, I just call that lame.
Man, this is close, but shoot, I'm gonna have to put Caesar in B tier for the fact that he is just not as bad as Hordy. Like, does anyone realistically in the series even care to see Hordy ever again? I have seen videos of people talk about what happened to Caesar and where he might be. And yes, I already know there is a cover story with Caesar escaping Big Mom's island with Germa. But with that aside, his design and him as a character is just enough to put him a tier above Hordy.
All right, looks like Caesar's in B tier. So moving this along. Oh, we got one with some for real Riz on him. Doflamingo, man, what a drippy character. There's never been a villain in One Piece with more drip than Doflamingo, and it's crazy. The man be rocking those Doflamingo 8s with the flamingo coat and the shades. Bro is just too fly. If we had the Make a One Piece drip contest, Doflamingo would for sure be mega S tier.
Not just the drip, Joe, but we are starting to get into the heat. Doflamingo, I'm saying it right now, is an S tier worthy villain. This main overachieved for any villain the Straw Hats has faced with a warlord. This amazing, beautiful city of Dressrosa. The meticulous ways Doflamingo plots at his plans and the way he just gets pissed when things start turning the wrong way all just hit for me. He is a for real menace when you see him, and every time you just wish Luffy was just right there ready to sock him in the face. I love Doffy character, design, backstory, and more. Everything about him is great. He is a perfect antagonist.
S tier? Really, I cannot stand this dude. I hate Doflamingo so much. There is just no redeemable qualities to him, and I just despise him. There is no way I'm putting this freaking pink bird clown in S tier.
Isn't that literally the point of a villain, Obama? We aren't supposed to like them, and the more we don't, I feel that makes them even more a better villain. There's a difference between not liking a villain because they suck like Hordy and not liking a villain because of all the stuff they did do and say, which is Doflamingo. If I'm being honest, this might shock you all, but I'm going S tier as well. Him having the Corazon and Law backstory on top of his and his family, and more, it's just too good. Doflamingo is in S tier, and we are moving on.
All right, whatever, fine by me. Since Zoe did not have a proper main villain, we are going to move on to Whole Cake Island. With this, since it's Big Mom's territory, I guess we can count her as a main villain. But we also have to count Katakuri, too, so I don't know exactly how we want to do this.
Just rank both of them at once, of course, duh.
What kind of question is this, then? Put Big Mom in S tier and then put Katakuri in A+ tier?
You know, a man with a simple mind would just say Big Mom is S tier. But if you really think about it, how could she be possibly? After getting straight embarrassed by letting Luffy with barely even half his crew come and there to achieve all his goals, it just says a lot to me. And what has Big Mom really done? I mean, like capture Sanji at best. She never had some deep dialogue that had me for real thinking like Doflamingo, or has the cool riz of a Katakuri, or even the cachet of the world's strongest creature in Kaido. Hate me all you want in the comments, but put Katakuri in S tier and put Big Mom in A+.
Man, I really can't believe what I'm hearing from you right now, Donald. I thought you were going to agree with Sleepy Joe on this one. But if you would all like to know personally, besides the Luffy and Kaido fight, I think Luffy versus Katakuri is the second best fight in the entire series. I love Katakuri as a character, and he really isn't a villain. But he is that we unfortunately had to fight to move on. I know everyone is wondering right now with the possible death of Kaido and Big Mom, will Katakuri just take over the Big Mom pirates from there? I would love to see it, and I am pretty sure a lot of people would love too.
You really have a Yonko commander over a real deal, Yonko, man. This could never be me. Big Mom is way cooler of a character than that huge alligator mouth in Katakuri. But whatever, since I lost the majority vote, I guess what I have to say doesn't matter at this point. Let's just move on to the most current main villain, which is Kaido. And I really don't even think we need to debate where this beast belongs.
There is no debate? What are you babies gonna say? We didn't get Kaido backstory and lore, and that's why you can't put him in S tier? Bologna is all I hear, like I said in our other videos. Kaido backstory is heavy infused with rocks, and trying to introduce a character like rocks when you literally just seen a whole flashback with Odin and Whitebeard's crew on top of trying to introduce rocks in some way just eats up too much time for Wano. If you have this legendary character, you need to do him justice, and showing Kaido lore and backstory without establishing rocks would be just a flop to me. Besides that, I can't think of anything anyone could debate that doesn't put Kaido in S tier. So he has my S tier vote.
Yeah, I'm sorry everyone, but I think this is just a unanimous decision. Focusing all the Wano arc, the people of Wano and the characters, is anything you would have seen in his backstory make you actually feel for a dude that enslaved a country and made it for their own bidding? Like, I get the whole Doflamingo thing was perfect and all. But like Donald said, man, we still barely know about the Rock's pirates and the crazy incident that happened back then and how they broke up. We know Kaido's current goal in life, and we see his thoughts and motivations for what he wants to do, as well as being the world's strongest creature, fighting literally everything and everyone in Roof Peace, as well as even putting Big Mom in her place. There is no debate for me. This was an S-tier villain.
Well, it looks like that will about do it for today's tier list. Please drop some of your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. And always don't forget to subscribe and drop a like on the video. This is Big Biden letting you all know good night, and we are all signing out.
Can't take it no more. I'm going crazy. Is this a game or is it love? Please tell me, baby. I want you with me. I see it clearly, you and me. baby.